Hi everybody, I'm here for In My Mailbox this week, and I have a few good books to show you guys in just a random setting, and then also an epic story. I guess, yeah. So, let me go ahead and show the books first. And um, earlier this week I got an advance copy of Furious by Jill Wolfson, and this is coming out in April of next year. From Henry Holt, and I'm really, really excited to read this book. It looks so good, and just seems like it'll be an awesome read. I also got an advance copy of Paper Valentine by Brenna Yovanov, and this is coming out in January. And I loved Brenna's first book, The Replacement, and I have The Space Between as an advance copy in, somewhere in my house, and I just haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm really excited. I'm going to try and read this book when I can. And I also like how all of her covers are very similar, but different. You know, like if they're just kind of a little dark, things like that. It gives you a feel for it. So I really like it, and I can't wait to read it. I got a copy of Big Nate in a Class by Himself Special Edition, which I think is just the first book, which I think I have an advanced copy of somewhere. But it's included something called Nate's Holiday Hullabaloo, and it's a 16-page bonus thing that includes a lot of fun, like Christmassy things and stuff like that. So just in time for the holidays. So it should be fun. I'll probably be donating this since I have an advance copy already. But I love the series. I love Big Nate. I haven't actually read any of the books, any of the novels yet. But I love the comic, and really want to try and get around to reading these at some point. And I also got a hardcover of The Turning by Francine Prose, which you'll know that I actually got a copy of last week. This is actually the third copy of the book that I've gotten. 2 hardcovers and an advance copy. So I'm going to donate this to the library again, although I don't think I've gotten around to actually donating the Harper Teen books that I got last week. So they'll just be getting 2 copies at once. And, oh, which reminds me, I was actually, when I donated a bunch of the books last week at the library, or earlier this week, I was then browsing around, and I was over in the children's teen section, and one of the librarians who hadn't seen me come in and donate the stuff came over to the children's section and was telling them, like, hey, you should go check out some donations that just came in. There's like the new Sharon Creech, and they mentioned like some other stuff, like you should probably, get it before, just take a look and see it. And I don't know how the donations thing works. Usually, I think what's supposed to happen is that they're supposed to go through it and see what can be put up. And most of the stuff that I donate is all new things. It's new books. And they're in very good condition. So basically, just take them out of the package, leave them sitting in my room for about 2 to 3 weeks until they come out, and then I donate them. So I just thought, so I was like, I felt really like awesome for having them kind of talk about me without realizing, while I was there, without realizing that it was me. So it was just really fun. So anyway, I also got a copy of the Christmas in Sugar Creek by Shelley Shepherd Gray, and this is an adult book. I'm going to donate it to my library because I don't want it. I also got advance copies from Penguin, including Slated by Terry Terry. Yes, that's correct. It's coming out in January, and really, really excited to read this book. It sounds really, really interesting, and it just sounds really, 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 really interesting debut. And I also got a copy of Rise by Andrea Kramer, which is coming out in January. This is the sequel to Rift, which is a prequel to the Nightshade series, and I am so behind on Andrea's books. I haven't yet to read Blood Rose, and of course Rift, and because I want to try and read them in order, even though it's not, So anyway, so I need to get around to reading Blood Rose, and I need to get around to reading Grips, and then I need to get around to reading Rise. So that's happening. So anyway, so that's all of the books that I got, at least advanced copy wise. And then I got a package from Harper. And if you follow me on Twitter and you happen to be around Thursday afternoon, I think it was, I had a UPS person showed up. And normally what they do is they just leave the packages on my doorstep and ring the doorbell, and then they leave. And so usually I'm really in no rush to go answer the door because because I can hear the truck coming, I can hear it stop, and I can hear the package being dropped, things like that. So I usually don't really, get up right away. So the, doorbell rang, and I was like, okay, I'll just get it later. And then the doorbell rang again, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta answer. I'm like, maybe it wasn't the UPS person or something. But it turns out it was the UPS person, and he had told me that apparently there was a new policy that that he needed to, or that like all packages needed to be signed for. And I was thinking in my head, WTF? I don't want to go back. I was kind of. I wouldn't. I mean, like, I wasn't. I was just kind of. I felt a little frustrated. I was like, oh, this is gonna start up again because I hated. Now at least I have a more flexible schedule where I can be working in the evening. Usually I'm around during the day when packages are being delivered, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. It's not like I have an 8 to 5 day job or whatever. Um, but still, it's like, what if I am working during the day or happen to be out running an errand when a package comes, and I come home and then there's a sticker on my door that says, like, we're going to try tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Or I have to go pick it up. So I was just a little frustrated by it, but I was saying, signed it, and he had asked me if I had any trouble with um, packages being left before, and I said no. We live in a nice little, like neighborhood area, and we're in a nice townhouse complex, you know. And the other thing too is that it's also I'm not expecting any of these packages. So if somebody, if somebody did come along and steal a package, I wouldn't even know because it's very very rare. And usually if I do request something, then it usually ends up getting sent through just regular mail. So I get it up in my mailbox. So but anyway, so I signed it and then I tweeted about it and I included UPS. I didn't think anything would come up. I thought it'd be like, like I'm sorry, blah, blah, but we can't really change anything, blah blah blah. Well, it turns out that it actually, they were on it. Like, and this problem was fixed in like 3 hours. Um, they replied back to me. They were like, we have no idea. That's not a new policy that we have. Unless there's like a non-driver release neighborhood or something, or the driver doesn't feel like it's safe to leave the package, blah blah blah. And I was like, no. Well, he said it was a new policy. Is this something that a local thing could just enact, or can policies only be kind of company wide or whatever? So um, anyway, so they send it to the local place, and then um, the local place called me, and I talked to a lady who made my area less. Trying to think of like how to describe it, like give it my place more leniency or whatever, because I'm getting packages that I don't know about, so I'm not expecting anything. And it also turns out, and that driver doesn't always come to my place anyway. And it turns out that driver is the only one who has that policy. So apparently he has to get every package that he leaves signed. So, and then I was like, oh, is it because he's new or something? She's like, oh no. And I'm like, well then what the fuck? Like I'm saying, then I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to know why. But anyway, so, and it turns out that lady that I talked to on the phone, her daughter apparently gets packages from publishers. I didn't think to ask about what her daughter does, but either way, so I just thought that was really interesting that she kind of knew what I was going through. So anyway, I got a package of Harper books. Wildwood and Under Wildwood by Colin Malloy and Carson Ellis. Um, big books. The 60th anniversary of Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. a 3-pack of Warriors books by Aaron Hunter, and the fun stuff of the package. The 100% official Justin Bieber, Just Getting Started. I know, I get all the great books, don't I? And also, One Direction Behind the Scenes, which is also apparently 100% official. So, yeah, so there's that. And that's all the books that I got, and thank you for staying with me this entire time. It's been, I'm sure, it's like 10 minutes now. But I will see you guys hopefully next week. Alright, bye.